Welcome back to Nothing But Nets. Nets dropped a heartbreaker in Los Angeles. I don't know if it was heartbreaking for us or just me, but
My
Nets
heart was
lose
too.
by one.
Just for you,
102,
Gary.
101 for the Lakers. Well, guys, introduce yourself first. I'll get into the questions. I got my full panel here. LBL will probably be joining us later. But I got John from Everything Brooklyn Nets. I got Dylan from Nets Press. Guys, introduce yourself. John, go first, and then Dylan.
Well, Gary Dillon, always fun talking great basketball with you. To anybody who wants to talk fun basketball with me, you can follow me on Twitter at OS91413John. Done multiple work on different podcasts, BKNY Hoops, Breezy's podcast. I did 2 podcasts yesterday. One with Gary from Nothing But Nets, apostrophe on the nothing. And I did one last night with Dylan, nice 4 hours on the BK Network pod because I'm everything BK Nets John. Yeah, guys, to Gary's point, for him it was a heartbreaker. For me and Dylan, it was another day in the office, punch your clock in, get the L any way you can. Fortunately, the Nets, Coach Jordy, he wants to try to win every game possible. So I'm kind of not surprised that it was such a close game because this is what Jordy does. But at the end of the day, we got the result. D'Lo, I guess he got a revenge game, nearly won us a game. Shout out to him for his plus 3 19-point performance. He was great as he's been since he come back. And yeah, just overall, this team fought last night. They didn't go down into the empty night like their last game where they set that bad record against Clippers. But still, we got the result we needed.
Let me introduce Dylan, and we're going to get into the game. I don't want to get into the game just yet. I got a couple of questions I want to ask. Let me, Dylan. Where can everyone find you? And what do you got going on?
Yeah, feel free to follow me at Nets Press on Instagram for your fastest, most reliable Brooklyn Nets news. We're over 20,500 followers there now, so I appreciate every single one of you. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to us on YouTube at the BK Network Podcast. Like John said, we did a nice little 4-hour stream last night, cooked up another 2025 NBA mock draft, talked about the Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton rumors, and was able to watch the game live. So feel free to subscribe to us over there. And yeah, appreciate you for having me on again.
All right, let's get down to it. I'll start with John. Was yesterday perfect? Was that exactly what we could ask for? They lose, but they give you 48 minutes of entertaining basketball, and they don't play. They play decent basketball. It's not dreadful where they shoot 32%. They turn the ball over. They can't create a shot, but they still lose on a last-second miss. Is that as good as a net fan can ask for? Does it get any better than that?
I mean, for the people that don't want to tank and do this the way it should have been done,
they
okay.
Lost the game.
What if D'Lo made that 3? Then it's like you take away a potential loss. Like at the end of the day, I thought we were going to lose by like maybe 15 or 20. I know there wasn't no Davis, but LeBron, he's still LeBron at the end of the day. Austin Reeves, this guy seems to be a superstar every time he faces us. But, at the end of the day, yes, we got the desired result. But, man, these last few games, well, minus the Clippers one, have been a lot closer I think people would like. But this is what Coach Jordy does, and shout out to him. He's got anybody who's on this team. He literally turns spare parts into Rolls Royces. I mean, Toussaint Ewuma, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. This guy, since he's come from Walmart, is now playing for a contract. And you got to give a shout out to the Martins, the Wilsons, and all these other guys that are trying to fight too. Keon Johnson, 13 points, a +6 performance. Like, these guys are all bought into Jordy's system, and he's telling them, guys, don't focus on the outside noise. Focus on every game on a night-in, night-out basis and give your effort. So, yeah, you got all the effort in this game. It was a huge fight, but we lost. Thankfully that D'Lo missed, but at the end of the day, what if D'Lo didn't miss? This is why I think D'Lo needs to be traded eventually. Every game he's played so far, he's been pretty damn good. So we'll see what happens with him, but he got the result, but at the end of the day, he was a lot closer than I think any of us want to admit right now.
So, Dylan, let me move the question to you. Do you want to get blown out by 60 every night like the Clippers game, or is yesterday? For me, like yesterday is a home run. You play competitive basketball, you give me entertaining basketball, but then you lose. So all's well that ends well. It was yesterday a perfect outcome, or you with John? You want the Nets to get blown out from tip?
I don't care how they lose. I just want them to lose. But I will say that, like, I'm just so tired of the heart attacks at the last second. You know what I mean? I can't say that it's frustrating. It's more so just like, all right, like, enough. Why can't you just just lose by 3 possessions or 4 possessions? I don't want these 1 possession games. That pisses me off because it's like I shouldn't have my heart rate up for an hour of watching basketball, especially with the product that's on the floor. So, yeah, I mean, if you are asking me specifically what would I prefer, I prefer the 60-point blowout just because at least then I know I can turn off my TV and go to sleep knowing that we're one step closer to a potential top 3 pick. You know, it was a West Coast game last night. Say I fell asleep and I woke up knowing that D'Lo hit a buzzer beater to win the game, I'd probably be extremely angry. So yeah, it's it's I don't care how the losses come, just do it, but just stop making them so damn close to where I need to stress the hell out.
I like the close game. Like the to me, the Clipper game was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life.
It was
I
so
watched
bad that
every
it was
minute.
so good though,
I
especially
watched
for this year.
every minute of every net game. I got to the third quarter and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch anymore. I'm done with this for tonight. Like no more net basketball for me today. And that takes a lot for me to get there. I love this team. And for me to quit on my team and say that's enough, it has to be really bad. That Clipper game on what was it? Thursday, was it? Wednesday, I guess, was painful, and it embarrassed me as a net fan to watch that game. They scored 67 points in an NBA game. They lost by 60. This is not an outmatched AAU team. This is embarrassing. You guys weren't embarrassed by a 60-point loss in which you mustered up 67 points of offense?
I mean, Gary, remember 2016, 2017? That was embarrassing considering what we had
I
at
don't
that
think we ever
time.
lost
We
by
had nothing.
60, John.
No, but
By
still,
60.
Gary, at the end of the day, you got to think about this. We have 31 picks. We're going to get more picks before the deadline is up. We have the most in the league. We have a lot of cap space potential. Like, we have assets to actually work. So people look at that game like, oh, the Nets are going to be mediocre for the next rest of the decade. No, we have to just get a top generational draft pick in this upcoming draft, and we keep falling down the depth chart. Like, this is what it's about. People got to understand, you got to sacrifice a little bit now to get the eventual goal that you want to get at the end of this road. So you know what? I look back where we are now to where we were then. We had nothing then. Now we actually have stuff to work with. So think about long-term here, guys. Instead of like, oh my God, we lost by 60. The Nets are doomed. We've been through way worse, people. We really have.
All right. Here's what I want to get to. Dylan, I'll start with you. Compared to 2 weeks ago, are you feeling a lot better about the tank? Are you feeling – we haven't really changed much in the Tankathon rankings, but you can see that the last 2 weeks, they're clearly – in full tank mode. I'll start with Dylan. Are you feeling better about the tank than you were a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I mean, no, not really, just because Cam Johnson's still on the team. Like until he is gone, I can't really fully commit myself to feeling comfortable with it. We're 0-8 in games that he doesn't play in this year. That's your sign. If you are serious about wanting to get a bottom, or I should say a top pick, then you need to be more serious about moving him. The whole King's ransom, trying to hold him hostage for an insane package. Who gives a shit? You have top 3 most draft capital in basketball. You really don't need much more, right? You need a 2026 pick and that's it. Go get it. Whatever you can get plus a 2026 pick. Who gives a shit? So, yeah, I can't say that I'm fully comfortable in it. Being 2-10 in our last, I think we're 2-9 in our last 11 games. That's great. But at the same time, we won a game that we shouldn't have, which was Portland. And that would have been exactly what you're looking at right now. We would be a game behind Portland rather than tied with them. Portland plays Houston tonight. We'll likely be a half a game ahead of them again tonight. So it's, the losing is getting better, but it's the games that you need to lose that aren't. And that's the problem.
I agree. If we would have won Portland and Utah, that would not have been good. Look, I'm not like a full tank guy like John and Dylan, but like I said, it's probably the best move on the chessboard. That doesn't mean it's a winning move. It just means that that's our best move at the moment. So I'm on board with the tank. I'm voting for the tank. The guy that votes begrudgingly is the same vote as the guy that has bumper stickers all over his car, right? Like it all counts the same. So I'm in on the tank. But I can't watch what we saw in LA. And I think what you're seeing against the Clippers, I'm talking about. I think what you're seeing now is a tanking team. We're going to get into D'Lo, Cam Johnson. I don't really think Cam Johnson's injured. I think they're wanting to lose. If Cam Johnson plays last night, we all agree the Nets win. Like clearly the Nets win if Cam Johnson plays last night. So
yeah,
they're tanking. They're tanking, and I'm looking at teams like Utah's going to win games. Toronto's going to win games. And Charlotte's going to win games. And New Orleans are going to win games. So realistically, I think if the Nets keep doing this, and I said it wasn't going to happen, that the Nets could get into the bottom. Washington is out. And the rest of the team, the Nets could catch the Nets, or however you want, the Nets could catch them. Toronto's going to win a game. They're so talented compared to us. Same with Utah. New Orleans got Zion back, and they're only 2 or 3 games behind us now. Like, we could catch these teams. Like I said, this is the streak where we go and lose 16 out of 19. Like, I really believe that. The wheels are going to come off, and I think this is where, like, teams start catching the Nets. Like, Charlotte won last night. They beat the Bulls. Charlotte can win games. The Nets can't. So I think Charlotte, I think New Orleans, I think Toronto are all going to catch the Nets in terms of record. So I think the tank is in better shape than I initially thought. John, let me put the question to you too. Are you feeling better about the tank now than you were 2 weeks ago?
As long as we're out of the play-in, I was feeling good. But just Dylan's point, this, at the end of the day, Sean Marks still has a lot of work left to do, particularly with Cam Johnson getting that deal done. Nick Claxton, me, Dylan, I think you were ready to get off of that as soon as possible, because at the end of the day, we don't see him as a fixture of our future. And Ben Simmons, listen, it seems Ben is now trying, but it's also at the same time he's hindering us, because it's like, now you want to win, Ben. You didn't mind collecting $100 million last 2 years. What has changed? I hope after the deadline, if nobody wants him, send him home, because this guy too is trying to hinder our plan. So get rid of those 3 guys. Let these young guys keep developing, and let's keep going on the road to get a top pick. Yeah, I feel better if we drop all the way to 4th worst record. That is a great shot at getting in the top 5 at the very least. That's where the Nets want to be, not 6, 7, 8, or 9 like we did on the mock draft last night, because that's worst case scenario that me and Dylan did last night. If you get bottom 4 record, you have a great shot at getting top 5, which is a main goal. Ultimate goal is top 3. So we're on the road to that, but there's still a lot of work left to be done. Sean Marks has nothing to feel great about right now until we either get a bottom 4 record, Johnson, Claxton, Bennett off this team, and you select a top 3 pick. Then Sean Marks can have something to celebrate right now.
I want to go around. I just want to get your prediction. We're at the midway point of the season, so I want to know where you guys think we're going to finish up. I think we're going to finish with the 3rd worst record in the NBA. I look at Washington. I'm going to go 1. I think Utah still stays worse than us, but we could even catch them. And then I think we're 3rd. I think Toronto and New Orleans and Charlotte is going to win some games. So it's really just us and Portland for that 3rd spot. I think Brooklyn, Portland, and Utah are going to be battling for 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to say we finish 3rd. I'm going to go in the middle. 3rd worst record in the NBA. John, how about you? What's your prediction?
I would say 4th worst record. I think Washington, they're going to be down there. Raptors, they're strategically trying to do this so they could get somebody to play with Scotty Barnes. So it would be hard for me to see them want to go ahead of us. I feel like they're going to try to hold back. Pelicans can pass us. Hornets maybe. Utah, they still want to get a top pick, so I don't know if they'll be able to pass us. But I think we could go slide down 2 more slots, and to get the 4th at best. I don't know about worst 3 though. If we get there, that'd be great. But I don't know. Some of these teams, when you get closer to the end of the season, they're really going to kick that tank into overdrive. So let's see if we can get down 1 or 2 more slots. And I think we're in a great position at that point.
The one thing I would add to that is the other teams have young, talented players, right? The young, talented players don't want to tank. The Nets don't have young, talented players. We have number 12 from Walmart. But let me get to Dylan. Gary. I say 3rd worst record in the NBA. John says 4th. How about you?
I'm going to say 4th. I don't think you get lower than Washington, Utah, or probably one of either Charlotte or Toronto. I do think one of those 2 overtake us, and I also do think New Orleans does. But I think it's going to be a very close race for 4 between us and Portland. So we could end up 3, we could end up 4, we could end up 5. But if I had to make a prediction, I'm going to say 4.
I still think Charlotte's going to push for that last play-in spot. Like, I really do. I look at Philly. Philly can't get it right. They cannot get it right. I don't know.
They are annoying.
I think we got to worry more about Philly than Charlotte. I think Charlotte's going to start to get things right, and I think that they're going to push Philly, Chicago, Miami for that last play-in spot. Can they catch it? I probably not, but I think that's the direction that they're going to go. So I think when we look back at this in a month or 2, we're not really going to worry about Charlotte. Charlotte's going to have put together a bunch of wins, especially against the bad teams. But we will see. And New Orleans is interesting because they're not that bad. They don't belong in this conversation. They just had injuries. Now that they're getting healthy or whatever, do they just start to win games? So I think for sure we pass Charlotte and New Orleans, and that would put us at 5th right there. But all right, let's get back to the game. First, I wanted to ask, I've been an apologist. I've been a fan of Day'Ron Sharpe. He got 0 points. He missed 4 shots at point blank range. He was 0 for 4. He's 6'9", strong as a mule. Why can't he dunk the ball and finish? Dylan, I'll start with you.
That's a great question. I don't know if he lathers himself up in oil on his hands before games. Who knows?
Pause.
The guy just cannot catch a ball or finish a ball within 2 feet of the rim when he's contested. It's pretty strange. But yeah, his performances this season have been very, very underwhelming. So it's not a good sign, but it's probably the sign and reason as to why Brooklyn has been rumored to potentially move him. So it wouldn't surprise me if he is.
I'm starting to lose a little bit of confidence. I liked him. I wanted to try him out. I wanted to use a front court with him and Clowney. I wanted to see what that looked like. He's just done nothing. I mean, other than grab some offensive rebounds, which is vital, he's done nothing. Like I'm starting to lose all confidence in him. But John, he can't finish out the hole. He's in the league 4 years now. He's strong as hell. It's not like he's got to muscle up. He's strong as could be. First, address BK's comments about you, and then give me your thoughts on Day'Ron Sharpe's inability to finish out the hole.
Yeah, no problem. And Gary, just course correction. He scored 1 point on a free throw, so it wasn't a 0 effort. So he gave you a kernel of something. Listen, BK Hoops, you want me to praise a guy who you had to show me in a video that 3 rookies, you know what the hell they were doing, were somehow triple teaming Ben Simmons, a guy who was a all-star 8 years ago when I was in high school, and you want me to praise what he's doing right now? He's a hindrance to our future. This guy adds nothing to our future, Hoops, and you want to keep this guy and build a statue around him when he gives you nothing on most given nights. Come on, BK, wake up and smell the dandelions. We are moving forward, and Ben Simmons is not a part of our future. You just got cooked, sir. Enjoy your coffee and cough syrup. All right, Gary, moving on your Day'Ron Sharpe thing. Yeah, listen, it's unfortunate, like Dylan said. It just feels like Day'Ron, his confidence has really gone down. It felt like last year he was finally breaking out with all his career highs. He was kind of surpassing Claxton. Then he gets injured, finishes the season inconsistent because Clowney's on the rise. Fast forward to this summer, gets injured again, and now he's trying to play catch-up again. It's unfortunate that Day'Ron's minutes have kind of gone down with that, especially because Clowney's on the rise. And we're going to be drafting 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 people in these next 2 drafts. So the minutes for Day'Ron are probably going to get much smaller. So there's a less likely chance I see Day'Ron on this team past the deadline just because there's so many things going against him from a rebuild standpoint, from a tanking standpoint, and from a future standpoint. I mean, if Claxton was traded, we can maybe keep Day'Ron, but so far it's looking more likely that Day'Ron will get shipped out for some second-round draft picks or be a part of a Cam Johnson deal potentially. It's just unfortunate, but it's the way the NBA business is. If you can't produce on the court, especially in a contract year, unfortunately, you're probably going to get moved for some assets. So it's where it's looking for Day'Ron.
I want to address that. I'll start with Dill. He's obviously on an expiring deal. I think Day'Ron Sharpe he's a rotational NBA player. Is he a starting center? To me, he's starting to look like more and more he is not. So my question to you is, would you move on from Sharpe for, say, 2 second-rounders?
Yeah, probably. It would have to be for an expiring contract, though, just because you have to make it so that you don't have to worry about paying somebody. Again, it sucks, but it happens. Especially with 3 or 4 of the big men in this year's draft, I'm confident that you can find at least a replacement for him, whether that be somehow trading up for Derek Queen to get a second lottery pick, if it's grabbing Thomas Sorber from Georgetown, if it's going with a seasoned college veteran and Johnny Broom late in the first round, if it's Danny Wolf from Michigan, or if it's Ryan Kalkbrenner in the second round. There's definitely a guy in this draft that could be a replacement big for Sharpe. So I wouldn't mind it. Again, I thought that he would have a much better season. I was really hoping he would. But the floor spacing hasn't been there, and the finishing at the rim has been a big problem. Outside of rebounding, he looks like Andre Drummond. So there's really, I don't have as much hope.
John, I know you're for trading everyone, so I already know that you're for trading Day'Ron Sharpe if we get 2 second rounders or something like that, correct?
Listen, Gary, I've told you I'm open to keeping him, but I look at logistics, right? We got to look at logistics and a business standpoint. If Dayron's not producing, if in a contract year, if they're going to keep Claxton past his deadline at least till maybe draft night, they're going to have to try to get some assets back for Dayron, especially if Marks feels like he doesn't see him as a long-term fixture. And a BKY Hoops, listen, can I be honest with you? I don't know why Hoops underrates this draft. He literally says there's nobody generational in this draft. And Dylan, I don't know if you met BKY Hoops. I think you talked to him a little bit. Listen, I don't know what his problem is, Dylan, but he thinks that Ace Bailey is a horrible player. He did a video on him recently, and he says basically this guy is worse than Keon Johnson. Worse than Keon Johnson? Hoops. You got to watch the college basketball players
Wait, who
play.
did he say is worse than Keon Johnson?
Oh, no, this is my interpretation of BK Hoops and what he said, because he basically said Ace Bailey is not that good. So if you think he's worse than Keon Johnson, BK, I don't think you watch college basketball. At the end of the day, Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, and Ace Bailey have all had their moments this season. I think Harper and Cooper are more game ready than Ace right now, but Ace has the scoring abilities. He just needs the right coach to unlock it. But to say that this draft is not that important or not that good, have you seen the mock drafts me and Dylan have done? There is depth in this draft that some prospects who probably should get rated higher are going to be near the 15 or 25 range just because it's a deep draft. So, Hoops, please actually watch these players play college, especially towards March Madness, before you start making assumptions that this draft is not that valuable, because you are definitely wrong, my friend.
BK, if you want to join us to combat that and rebut that, I want to hear why you think this draft is. I know you like AJ Depanta. I'm not talking about the next draft. I'm talking about this draft. Why you think this draft is no good? I post a link so you can feel free to hop on if you want. But yeah, I think guys like Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey are all-star caliber talents. I think Dylan Harper will be a damn good player day one, and I'm starting to get more and more on the Cooper Flagg train too. Like Cooper Flagg looks like a freak. Like I still have issues about his shooting, and I still have some issues, and I would still rank him third. But if the Nets end up with Cooper Flagg, I think that is definitely a major building block and a franchise-changing player. So I'm interested. I just want to go over those three with you, if you have time, BK. I don't even remember what Dayron Sharpe. Everyone is basically for trading him. I want to ask you this. I saw a tweet going around that the Nets were number one in the Jericho Sims sweepstakes.
I already looked into that. It's not even possible for us to get him because the Knicks have no cap space. Like they would have to package him in like Tyler Kolek, and they're not going to do that. There's no point of them doing that. So
I mean, there was no point of them giving us 6 picks for Bridges, but they did it anyway. So I won't rule out the Knicks' incompetence on trades.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do business with them. Let them keep falling. There's no reason to help them.
Right.
We already did what we did. We have their future. So at this point, you don't help them any longer.
Here's my question, though. Who would you rather have? Assuming every contracts, everything were the same. Just who would you rather have as a basketball player? We're outside picking sides. Dayron Sharpe or Jericho Sims?
Sharpe.
Go ahead, Dylan. You go first.
Can you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we got you, BK.
Yeah, I said Sharpe without a doubt.
I still think so, right? Yeah. Like Dayron Sharpe hasn't fallen that much. John, you agree with that?
Yeah, mostly just because of the rebounding aspect. Like, it's very hard to have good rebounding. Unfortunately, Jericho Sims, he hasn't really put together much of a skill set that is balanced. He's a very imbalanced young player. But I will say this. If we got Sims, I could probably keep him on a very cheaper deal, even than Dayron. So there's a little temptation there. But I agree, Dayron is a better backup than Sims is right now, just because of the rebounding alone.
But you know what Sims can do? He can catch the ball and dunk it 2 feet from the rim.
Wow, so can Claxton. Gary, so can Claxton. He's making $100 million. Wow.
I've been the biggest Dayron Sharpe defender. I'm running. It's like when you're a kid and you keep getting in trouble and your dad defends you at school, and then eventually he's just out of ammo and you're like, you're a piece of shit, kid. Like, I can't help you anymore. Like, that's who I am with Dayron. Like, I like Dayron. I like his game. But if you're 6'9", 250, look like Hercules, and you can't finish at the rim, you can barely catch the ball, and you can't take it and dunk it, offensively, you're an issue, right? And we have to come to reality at some point. But real quick, Pod and BK, who would you rather have, Dayron or Jericho Sims?
Yeah, Jericho Sims, most definitely, man.
Of course you would.
I'd still probably
Jonathan, listen.
why.
I told you 3 months ago that Dayron is bad, and you're like, no, we gotta keep him because he can rebound. And
He was good last year. You didn't talk about his stats from a year ago, Hoops. You say like he never did nothing good in the NBA. He actually had a good season last year before he got injured. You never note that, BK. Talk like Dayron Sharp has just been a bag of potatoes his whole career. And you say Sims is better. What has Sims done better than Dayron?
He's a Longhorn, so factor that in.
Oh, wow.
No, like Gary mentioned, he's way more athletic, right? And his potential his ceiling is way better than Dayron.
He's not even playing bench minutes. Whoa, Sims is not even playing bench minutes on the Knicks team, and their bench is pretty crappy. So you're saying that his ceiling is higher? Okay, sure.
Dayron doesn't belong in the league, dude. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Bad, man. I told you that like 2 or 3 months ago. He's not that good.
Pod, what do you say?
It's like
Who popped on to me?
Pod. I got you loud and clear, BK.
Okay, your pod was good.
what's up, BK?
I don't think you got
Hey, Pod.
Shut up.
So John, everybody. Listen,
Yeah, now you're there.
it's like asking me what's worse? Syphilis or chlamydia? You don't want either
Oh
one.
my gosh. Pause.
You don't want any of that in your life. I was watching Dayron the other day and I was commenting on Twitter that this is not an NBA player.
I told you, man. I told Jonathan that like 3 months ago. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
rebound.
I hate it when
BK doesn't
I
evaluate
hate it
talent.
when BK
Good
I hate
rebounder,
it
but
when
you
BK
can't-
is right, but he might be right about Dayron Sharp.
You just can't be such a one-trick pony. He's undersized. For you to be so undersized, you either have to be super skilled, like a Elton Brand type of guy, or you got to be super athletic. He's neither. He's just
All
a-
physical,
he's just
man.
a-
Like he doesn't use like any kind of physicality, like a Ben Wallace, back in those days. Like, yeah, man. This is
Jackson
like,
Hayes was
even
bullying
like
him the other day.
who?
It doesn't look good.
Yo, shout out to Ella, man. He understands where I'm coming from. BK's just biased, man.
It's crazy. John, let me ask you a question. Have I not been the biggest Dayron Sharp defender? Whenever you try to package him in trades, what do I say? Don't trade Dayron, right? Have I not been the biggest Dayron Sharp defender?
You have, Gary, and I noted how last year he was having career highs and everything right before he got injured. Then he got injured again. Like, he's been stopped by injuries and the fact that our timeline is kind of accelerating with the rebuild, and he's just not catching up, unfortunately. So he's probably get traded somewhere to a team that needs a backup. He's still going to play minutes. I'm not saying he's ever going to be a starter, but he's a backup. And he can rebound. Rebounding is a hard thing to come by in this league. If Dayron is healthy, getting consistent minutes, he will give you 8 or 9 rebounds on a really good team with a lot of depth.
Doesn't provide no value, man.
He gives you stop it, Hoop. Stop with this bullshit about Dayron Sharp, man. He's a good rebounder. Yes, not good offensively. Not great defensively. He can still rebound the ball. Gets on to. Remember when he out-rebounded the entire Pacers team about 2 weeks ago, Hoops? No, Hoops. Remember when he out-rebounded the Pacers team 2 weeks ago?
Guys, hang on. Let me answer a question. John, yes, he's a great offensive rebounder. When he gets an offensive rebound and then misses the putback and gets an offensive rebound and misses the putback and gets the offensive rebound and has it slapped away, what do those offensive rebounds really amount to? What do they amount to?
That was a real series, and that really happened in the game. Like, he's not making that up. That happened last game. That exact thing happened. No lie.
Listen, Dayron Sharp is a very incomplete player, but I'm not going to say he is pure garbage like he shouldn't be in the league. I think that would just be asinine to say, given the fact that he has some skills that just need to be harnessed better.
Like I watched him try to do a jump hook a couple of games ago. It was just like, you can't even get 2 second-round picks for him. I think he's going to be out of the league. He'll be playing somewhere in Europe or something like that.
So will your guy Ben Simmons, man. I'm willing to bet a good dollar on that.
Ben out of the league too.
Yeah, and he ain't worth anything. He ain't worth a sack of dimes.
Well, here's the deal. I want to go around. I want to get everyone's take on this. It's Ben, because I've been a big advocate saying Ben Simmons is going to be out of the league. I think he may be on a roster next year, but let me just go around. Is Ben Simmons, Dylan, I'll start with you. Is Ben Simmons on an NBA roster in 25-26 to start the season?
Of course.
Dylan.
Of course. What kind of a question is that? That's of course.
Okay, we got
That's so good. All right.
Who else? Dylan,
you're muted.
Sorry, guys. What was the question?
Is Ben Simmons on an NBA roster to start the 25-26 season?
Yeah, he'll get a league minimum.
think so too. John?
I definitely see Ben Simmons in Milan or Monte Carlo for Fashion Week next year. He's going to do great. He's going to kill it.
It's the same stupid mainstream sports media.
No, it's not. BK, you asked me to praise a guy getting triple teamed by rookies and what the hell they're doing in a tanking game. You act like that was legendary stuff. It was garbage.
You don't know the game, Jonathan.
No, you don't. You don't, Mr. Casual, with this Ben Simmons rhetoric.
LM is in the house.
Hey,
before we get on, Pod Thorne, is Ben Simmons in the league to start the season next year?
He's not going to be able to pass an NBA physical.
Got you there, Hoops. Got you there, Hoops.
What are you talking about, Paton?
He has to pass an NBA physical.
He's playing now. Did you see the way he's playing right now?
Pass. It's not going to pass an NBA physical.
It doesn't mean he's not going to be in the league. There's a lot of
Kawhi.
That's Kawhi. Amari Stoudemire. Hold on. Amari Stoudemire had 2 bad knees, right? He still got an NBA contract. He ain't gonna get no $100 million.
Stoudemire was an all-star caliber player who was really good.
Not when he had. Remember, the insurance company wouldn't guarantee his contract. Guarantee the insurance
I remember.
Yeah. So there's really, if Amari Stoudemire can get a contract, so can Ben.
Wow.
I do think Ben will be on a minimum deal next year. I do. But I wouldn't be shocked if he wasn't. But if I had to bet, I would say Ben Simmons gets a minimum deal somewhere.
It would have to be a minimum deal because these middling players aren't getting contracts no more. Not with this new CBA. So
nobody says he's making $100 million. Nobody says he's making $100 million, but he does have. If you understand the game from a fundamental perspective, he has value. It's just that Jonathan doesn't know the game.
No, because the fact he's not adding value to a long-term future.
Jonathan, you don't know what you're talking about, brother.
No, you don't. Oh, my God.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Sure. So with Katie Kyrie here, Ben Simmons couldn't step up to the plate. When Mikal was here for a little bit, he goes up to the plate. And now he wants to win. Now he wants to win all of a sudden because he wants more money. Okay?
That's what basketball players want to do. Nobody goes on the court and says, I want to lose a game.
Hey, guys, this guy literally said Ben Simmons is this modern version of Magic Johnson this era.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Let's get this.
Gary, he said, watch the video a few days ago. He literally said that.
All right. To be fair, he may have said that, but there's also credible reports that you said Jalen Wilson was better than Cam Thomas. Do you want to?
I didn't say that, bro. Stop that bullshit.
Jalen who?
I don't know what the heck they're talking about, bud.
You said Jalen Wilson was better than Cam Thomas.
Look at this. We got LBL. We got Nate. We got a full panel here today. All right, Nate. I know you want.
Has Jalen Wilson gotten a dunk yet this year?
It's hard.
He got a dunk. He got a dunk.
He got a dunk. All right.
Over at Dunkin' Donuts.
It was like an off ball dunk, like fast break dunk. Yeah, but it wasn't like he wasn't dunking it on anybody like that.
All right. Let me get these other guys. I got LM here. I got LBL. I got Nate. Guys, Nate, you wanted to get in on Sims and Day'Ron Sharpe, I think. What's up? What you? And you're muted, by the way. What'd you want to get in on?
All right. What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Hey, Nate.
All right, Sims, I was with you, Gary, 2 years ago when Sims was 24 years old, and I thought he could develop, maybe putting the ball on the floor, 1 or 2 dribbles in the NBA, maybe developing a push-up, maybe developing a 14-footer, anything. He's developed nothing. He's 26 years old. He's 6'9". He doesn't rebound the ball. He does nothing well but finish alley-oops. That's his best skill is finishing alley-oops. And if he's not an elite rim protector. He gets highlight blocks. But, if he was protecting the rim well, Tibbs wouldn't have been signing Taj Gibson last year. Jericho Sims couldn't find the court. And he's a guy who specializes in the defense. John made a great point earlier. Day'Ron Sharpe could rebound the basketball better than most people in the NBA, period. He's got an NBA skill.
Got you, Hoops.
And what Sims just doesn't have an NBA skill. He's got no NBA skills. At this point, Day'Ron Sharpe to me, he reminds me of a young Ivica Zubac. You look at him on the Clippers, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, but
I said Drummond.
Less post game, but same. They were okay in the pick and roll, both defensively and offensively. Not elite, but he could set good screens. He could finish again. Okay, just like Zubac at the basket. Zubac has a better post game. I'll give you that, like one-on-one post game. But you look at Zubac in the first 4 years. If we were Nets fans, it would have been the same conversation. Oh, he's good, And now the guy Sharp is shooting threes, which I don't understand. That's partially why his percentages look so terrible this year.
Let me ask you these two questions. Can you lob the ball to Jericho Sims, and he can catch it and dunk it?
Oh, yeah, okay. If he can catch it in the air, but if he catches it on the ground, he's fucked. How many alley-oops do you see a game?
That's the same thing with Claxton. Hold on, Claxton's like that too. I don't hear you bitching
I'm not
about
saying
that.
Claxton's good. I'm not defending Claxton. I'm not defending Claxton.
Nate is not going to defend Claxton.
I'm just saying Jericho Sims can finish while he's in the air. But once his 2 feet hit the ground and the ball is in his hands, now we got a problem. Now it's dribble handoff time. He's not finishing anything around the rim over anyone unless it's literally in the air. Like, yeah, throw him a lob, he'll finish it. But how many lobs do you catch in a game?
Well,
Right.
I mean, listen, in the regular season, there's value in that, right? But when you come into we start getting into like playoff series, 7-game series.
No, but there's no value if that's the only thing you do. But what if that's the only thing you do?
So you're criticizing
protect the rim.
Claxton, but you're not criticizing Sims, BK, because he literally does what Claxton could do, which is lob most of the time. So that's not a problem with Sims making minimum money. Yeah, come on, BK. Now you're hypocritical.
I said the same thing about Claxton. There's value in him in the regular season, but when you get in a 7-game series, as you saw in Boston, right? Claxton is not playable in a 7-game series. Same thing with Dayron. Not playable.
Oh my gosh.
You need to have more layers to your game. It can't just be, oh, you're a rebounder. Like
Rebounding's important, BK. No, BK, rebounding's important. We've been killed in rebounding last 2 years.
BK, let me ask BK a question. And I want Nate to respond to this too. BK, I don't think Nick Claxton's a starting center, but you don't think he can be a rotational guy on a good playoff team? He can't play 20 minutes a game?
As a backup, you can't have him as your starter.
That's all. I tend to agree.
Yeah.
Nate, you
guys compared.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't compare him to Sims, bro. Comparing Claxton to Sims is crazy.
You guys understand that Zubac is like 14 and 12, right?
I said the first 4 years in the league when he was getting 12 minutes a game and no looks, Nets fans would have ran him out the league. Go look at his Clippers numbers his first 4 years. He's getting 12 minutes, 15 minutes, just like Claxton was. And Claxton, I mean, not Claxton, Sharp is a much better rebounder at this stage than Zubac was. That's what I'm trying to compare. Like, give him some time. You can't just plug and play every NBA player or they'd be first round, lottery picks. Most guys develop in their 6th, 7th year to become NBA rotational players.
3 and 26 from 3. I mean, he doesn't provide.
Right, he shouldn't be shooting the 3 ball. He shouldn't be shooting the 3 ball. Zubac would also be 3 for 26 from 3. Zubac shouldn't be shooting it, and he doesn't. For some reason, they Sharp to shoot it.
He's a more of an interior force. He can finish around the basket, right? Like he does. Like Dayron Sharp doesn't really give you. He's slow. I don't know, man. It's just...
Zubac is 7 feet. It's not the same. It's not the same. He's a 7-footer, man. He's a legitimate.
I understand what Nate's trying to go for there, though, with Dayron as far as the rebounding goes. I understand his point there.
But Dayron is 6'9". Like, he's undersized. It's not even like he's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan.
But can you say he's a good NBA rebounder? He's a good NBA rebounder.
But that's
it is times.
So 6'9" doesn't have anything to do with that. Like Jericho Sims is 6'9", he's not a good NBA rebounder. Ben Wallace was 6'9", he was an elite NBA rebounder.
Hey guys, let LM speak. LM we got a chance to speak about this.
It is times where Dayron this year has outplayed Claxton. Like I don't think necessarily he's a starter. But
Not
I
at
mean,
we use
the 6'9" thing. Like, wasn't Rodman like 6'7"?
Ben Wallace 6'9". Yeah.
Wasn't Ben Wallace 6'9"?
How often have you seen Rodmans in the NBA?
That's true, but I don't use the height as an excuse because at the same time. To me, it matters, and I think Rodman said it. Rebounding is a matter of it's a skill, right? Like it's a certain trait that you gotta have. You gotta calculate where the ball is going. Oh, what spot is the ball gonna be? Like that is a talent that not a lot of people have. I think rebounding is a very underrated aspect of the game, and the fact that you got a guy on the team that is probably your best rebounder when you have a Claxton, like I don't think that can just be going unnoticed, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's going to be the greatest rebounder of all time, I'm just saying that's an aspect that you can use, especially in the playoffs, where the game slows down, and you're gonna need
LM,
rebounds. You're gonna need second chances.
let's do an exercise.
Wait,
I'm a
in
I'm a
the
read
playoffs,
off.
man?
I'm gonna read off.
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna
need
read off
second
Tennessee.
offensive
You
rebound
can't put
chances.
you
I'm
can't put him in a 7-game series. Hell
hold on.
no.
What?
Wait,
read
hoops.
off.
Wait, hoops. You got crystal ball hoops to know that?
All right,
I
guys,
do know that.
let me try to
No,
get
you don't
control
know
of
that.
this
It's,
here.
it's
I
ignorant.
got,
All right,
I
hold
got
on. Let
Leaf.
let Park
Hold on.
continue because
Yo,
I'm
I
Guys,
looking.
want to
let
read
me
you a
let me
list
get let
of
me let me get
centers
a hold of this
names.
again.
Mhm.
Guys, I got LBL hasn't talked yet. I got Leaf. I got Hall. I got a full panel here. Let me get to
Okay, go
LBL
ahead,
first because he's
man.
been here. He hasn't said nothing yet. LBL, do you want to get in on Sims and Dayron, or what do you want to weigh in on?
No, I'll pass on Sims, thanks. But like if Dayron is gonna play, I mean, I wish they would just play him if he's gonna play. Like in our long history of Nets guys, we had a lot of guys who were effective rebounders, but it all has to do with the coach's plan. Because we had the guy that went with the Kardashians, right?
Chris
Who was
Chris
Humphries.
Humphries.
Chris.
Chris Humphries had
We
a
had
mini. Chris
we
Humphries
had
was all
we
right. He
had
just couldn't
we
defend
had
anybody.
we had Jay Spike. We had what's the guy with Reggie Evans, right? So we had a lot of effective rebounders, but
Ed Davis.
Ed
it all,
Davis.
it all depends on what the coach wants to do with the person. So for me, it's like he just like if he's gonna play Dayron, it's like then you just need to play him. Stop messing around and just play him and then see. It's almost like they're scared to say. It's almost like they're, and I don't mean it's Jordy, but I mean I just think it's the overall team. It's almost like they're scared to see. They're scared to FAFO, right? They're scared to F around and find out, can he really play
Nah,
or is
nah,
he
nah, nah,
really a
nah, nah,
scrub?
nah, nah. Listen,
To
he's
me,
not. He's not a winning. He's not an impact player, man. He's just not.
nah,
I made positive videos on Dayron, and like I said, the more they're giving him a larger sample size right now, he's not it, man. I'm sorry. He's just
BK,
now
not.
he's only
give him a
22.
larger sample size. Now is the
Yeah,
time to
this is
give
what
him a
Big A
large
Hoop
sample
says. Can these
size
guys,
and
wait, guys,
play
this is
him
what Big A
first.
Hoop says. Can they do what Apollo does? Can they do what Apollo does?
Let me get
Stop it,
Leaf
Hoops.
in. Leaf,
Stop it,
you want
Hoops.
in on
Let
this?
him
Leaf,
play.
what's up? Let me get to Leaf. Leaf, what's up? What do you want to say?
What people gotta understand is that the entire roster together, bro, like it's not gonna cut it, bro. Now these dudes on different teams, bro, they might be all right. We talked about Claxton, and
Oh my gosh.
nah, BK, bro. Here, listen, hold on. Let me explain this, bro. Like Dylan talked about Claxton possibly going to Atlanta. We know how that will work out with him and Trey Young. We talked about different players in different places, bro. Like these players together as a unit as they are right now, they're not gonna work. This is one of the reasons why I think the roster. A future Nets roster, a future 50-win team roster is not going to include a lot of faces on this team. And I
I
think it's
agree.
and I
Thank
think a
God.
lot of people is having a hard time figuring that out because we got it's a lot of people that's just subject to believed in the bullshit optimism, bro. That Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, and all of these dudes could play together and win together, and that's just not true. By the time they start by the time they start getting some real winning done, it's gonna be 5 years from now, bro. Like we keep saying, Dayron is 22. Well, at age 27, he probably gonna be coming off the bench for somebody that's gonna be leading the team in rebounds, bro, and he's gonna be a part of that. But it ain't gonna be the Nets. The same to Claxton, bro. Like Claxton is probably going to be a part of a system where he could come in the game and block shots and affect the game on some Brandon Clark shit. But it ain't going to be for the Nets. This roster needs talent. This team needs talent, bro. Like
Yes.
Jordy Fernandez needs talent all across the board. You don't come from the
Yes.
West. And you need talent at the center position. You need talent at the wings. The future of what I see for this team. John explained it yesterday. John and LB was here yesterday, bro, and they basically threw a double lob to me, bro, by saying I'm like a lot of shit point towards Derek Queen being our next center. A lot of it.
Ah,
And the
Let,
reason being,
let me let me get
hold
Hall.
on, wait, I'm gonna land the plane by saying this, and And Gary, you talked about Cam Whitmore being a part of this. We already know what type of two-way prowess and athleticism that he has. I talked about Jonathan Kuminga possibly getting off the books, and we could get $100 million off the books if we trade Claxton and Cam Johnson, bro. Like that's
Right.
$175 million off the books, and
Mhm.
Ben Simmons off the books, bro. Now you getting young pieces, you getting younger and
That's
younger.
100 mil.
That's a
100 mil.
that's $100 million off the books plus CJ contract, bro. And then all you got to do is you could underpay Cam Thomas if you want, because and who else
No
is
one
gonna
else
offer him a
is paying.
deal? Realistically, so my thing is like the defense that we gonna see on our team is gonna come from the wings, and then that center that we got a chance to get a center offensively that could hold the fort, bro, for a while. And Derek Queen, bro, there's no way that we got 4 picks in this first round and we don't leave with some of the best talent that this draft has to offer, bro. It's no way. There's no way, bro. Gary, go ahead.
Let me get. I haven't heard from Harlem yet. Harlem, long time no see, my man. How you been? And what's up? What's in your mind, Harlem?
Yo, Gary, what's good, bro? So I just
What
got
up,
a couple things, man. Shout out to the panel. Yo, it's time for the Nets to trade Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas
Whoa.
is my guy.
Hey, leave
Yeah,
Cam
Harlem is
Thomas
right.
out.
Harlem is right. Harlem is right.
But
Cam Thomas
Trade
not
Cam
going
Thomas
nowhere.
for what, bro? Like we better off letting him go.
Let him go. Let him go. I don't understand this at all, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Me neither.
So-
I'm listening to him.
Yo, why
And
you be
the
letting
Nets
Knicks
need to
fans infiltrate up in here, man, talking crazy?
I-
Yo.
cause
No. Listen.
We
Yo,
not
they
trading
doing
Cam Thomas.
Cam Thomas dirty, man. Harlem is exactly.
They are doing Cam
1,000%
Thomas
let me
dirty,
finish,
but that
yo.
don't mean they need to
Let him
trade him.
finish though. Let him
Let me
finish though.
finish.
Yeah, this
Yo,
is
let me
wild.
finish, yo. So the Nets should trade Cam Thomas simply because Cam Thomas deserves better. The Nets don't deserve Cam Thomas. The Nets fans damn sure don't deserve Cam Thomas. And Cam Thomas, I feel like, should go somewhere else where he'll be appreciated, where the fans will love him, and he can actually expand his game to new heights. Secondly, right, why would anybody want to come play for Brooklyn when the fans are horrendous? You feel me? The fans of Brooklyn are terrible fans. When you do bad, the fans trash you. When you do good, the fans love you, right? So it's kind of like Claxton. I get it. Most of you guys
Harlem,
are not
that's
a fan
everywhere,
of
bro.
Claxton.
Don't go
That's
there,
everywhere.
Harlem,
That's
that's everywhere.
Whoa.
Harlem, that's
Hang on,
everywhere,
hang
bro.
on,
Now, say
hang
it
on,
out.
hang on,
Harlem, that's
Stop
hold up.
hang on.
Harlem, that's
Knicks
everywhere,
fans been
bro.
doing
You
that
ever
for
been to
years.
Philly? You ever been to Philly, bro? You
can I
ever been to
finish?
Boston?
Hang on, real
Yeah,
quick.
can I
The
finish?
audacity of
I
Knicks
let you
fans
go,
saying this.
Harlem. Harlem. I let you go. I let you speak your piece, and then you come on the Nets podcast just to trash Net fans and tell us that our favorite player should be let go.
Yes,
Is that
This
because
is what
Gary,
happens when you
Gary,
play both
Gary.
sides, bro. You
can't,
gotta
Gary,
plant one
because you
flag and
can't
one flag
trash.
only. This is what happens.
No, Gary, because you can't trash the talent that you like. Like when you come on a podcast, right, and you say, "Yo, the team has no talent." It's like, bro, you in the NBA because you have talent. I understand that they might not be Anthony Edwards' talent,
When
but
Cat
when you
coming
say,
back
"Yo,
from
they
that
have
injury?
no talent," that's just like out of pocket, bro. And I can't keep letting you guys trash the Nets.
Harlem,
Like,
Nobody
because
never said they
you
have
gotta
no
hold
talent,
This
bro.
guy gets upset
Hold
that
up,
everyone's
like
kicking Knicks
hold up,
butts
hold up.
yesterday, man.
Everybody,
That was
listen. I have always said, bro, that this roster is not good enough. I've always said that.
yeah,
These play, and I keep
but yo,
saying it,
Lee,
and I say it on every
but yo, Lee,
podcast. I say it here.
yo, Leaf,
I
let
say
me
it
ask
on
you something,
Breezy
Leaf.
shit. I say it on my own
Yo,
shit.
Leaf, let me ask you a question, Leaf, right? So this is a real question, right? I don't want your response to be, I'm not an NBA player. I don't want to hear none of that, bro. I'm gonna ask you a simple question, right? If Sean Marks called you up and said, "Yo, Leaf, everything that you say Nick Claxton can't do, can you do it? Can you do it?"
Would you stop Harlem with
Doesn't
that
make
bullshit,
sense.
please?
Harlem.
No. It's not bullshit. It's
Stop.
just facts, though.
It's bullshit.
If you
Stop.
trust
It is
somebody,
bullshit,
you
bro.
should be
Because
able to do the
it is
same thing.
bullshit because he not
Nah,
calling my
bro.
phone.
Nah.
He not calling
But
me for a
no,
job.
no,
I'm
no,
not
no.
25 years
No.
old. I ain't
No.
6'11".
No. No. But if he called your phone, could you do what Claxton could do?
You damn right I could.
Okay, so
What the fuck?
This is the same guy saying he guard Jalen Brunson, man.
I want to move this back.
Why would he call me if I couldn't do what Clax could do?
Guys, let me
Yo,
I
bro,
want to
he
go
wouldn't
around the
call
panel.
you because you ain't shitting ball.
Wow.
That's why he want to call you.
Why are we trading?
Erratic, that don't mean nothing.
In Harlem, you ain't shit in basketball either, bro.
Guys, let me try to get a hold of this again. Let me try to get a hold of this again. All right.
All right. Here's the funny thing.
I want to try to get this back on track. We're talking about Cam Johnson. We're talking about trades, right? Who want to trade Day'Ron? I want to bring this back to Cam Johnson. Is Cam Johnson being held out of these games not due to injury, but because he's about to be traded? We know they got Oklahoma City coming up. Is he about to get moved? I want to go around the panel. I'll start with Dylan. I want to hear from everybody. Is Cam Johnson about to get moved? Dylan, I'll start with you. John, BK, I want to hear from everybody. Dylan, you want to start?
Dylan, you're first. Go ahead, Dylan.
I think Dylan might have dipped
all right,
off.
John, go ahead.
Listen, I think most of us agree that he needs to get traded right before the deadline as soon as possible. And the way it's looking, he wasn't playing yesterday. Obviously, it looks like he wants to play, so there should be some rumors about some news potential with a deal happening within the next week or two. The ultimate goal is to get what we can get back for him. If you get 2 firsts, even if they're late, okay. If you get a first or prospect, fine. Get a deal done for Johnson. Right now, he's better for helping a team that wants to win now than helping us. Keeping him serves no purpose. This guy will be 31. His skill set is not going to be the same it is at 31. Great 3 months, but we got to remember, at the end of the day, we got to get our assets for Cam Johnson while we can.
So he's on his way out, you think? He's done here? He's basically done, isn't that?
Yes.
BK?
It's a tug of war right now. Sean Marks wants the maximum value for Cam Johnson if he actually is going to be traded, and then other teams are going to try to take advantage of the situation because they know that the Nets are trying to tank, But like I said, I'm of the one of keeping him because tearing this whole roster down and thinking that Ace Bailey is just going to save you, you're going to win games magically like that is just not going to actually happen, man. So you need some veterans on the actual team. And Jonathan, dumbass.
You don't know what a rebuild is. Oh, you don't know what a rebuild is, genius.
Gary, you can't have
Hold on. This guy wants to spew some BS. This guy only likes Ben Simmons.
John, let him talk.
Cam Johnson's game is not predicated on athleticism, okay? So at 31 years old, he still will be an effective player for the
He's a role player. BK.
John, let me ask BK a question. BK.
Smart ass.
He is a role player, right? And his game is predicated around taking open shots. We don't have any stars for him to play that role around, right? Like we don't have. I said if we got Zion, if we got Giannis, then keep him because now you want to surround those guys with shooters, so then keep them. But we don't have a star for him to play that role around.
But,
so what's the
listen, hold on. If you get Cooper Flag here, right? If you get an Ace Bailey, if you get a Dylan Harper, they're gonna need space. If you don't have any spacing in basketball, you're gonna score 67 points like you did against the Clippers right there, man. You need space.
Let me ask you one. I got you, BK. I got you. You want to pay him $25 million?
Let Gary respond.
Hang on, Paul. You want to pay him $25 million to play a role to Cooper Flag?
Spacing in basketball is the most important thing. That's why the shooters are actually getting paid so much money because spacing is very critical in basketball.
Gary, let me add on to BK's point, right? I definitely would absolutely keep Cam Johnson, right? Cam Johnson is a gem. You don't want to lose him. Along with that, though, right? Let me just say this. Big Priest said this on Breezy show. Shout out to my guy, Priest. He made a great point. He said, if I don't get what I want to get for Cam Johnson, I'm not trading him. So the Nets said they want at least 2 first-round picks. If I don't get 2 first-round picks, you are a Brooklyn Net, buddy. I'm not trading you, bro. They already did the dumb shit with Kyrie. We're not giving up good players for nothing, bro. Period. Whether you niggas like it or not, if I don't get what I want for Cam Johnson, he's on the team. Y'all gotta get over it, bro.
I think he's on
Once again,
let
bro.
me get to you. Same question to you. Is Cam Johnson, is he out in Brooklyn? Are they holding him out because he's about to be traded?
Yes.
Gary got to step out most of the time.
All right. Appreciate you,
All right,
Nate.
Nate.
All right, bro.
Bye, Nate.
You said me, right? Right, Gary?
Yeah, Pod.
Listen, there's such a thing that's called a timeline. He's 29 years old. We're about to draft we might draft 6 teenagers. We're going to draft guys between 18 and 22. They have nothing to do or nothing in common with Ben
Hold on, let me stop
Simmons.
Pot Thorne for a second.
Yo, wait, let Pot
Wait, hold on. What turned Houston's season around? Getting veterans. What turned Detroit's season around? Getting veterans, Pot Thorne. Go ahead, finish up.
They got the vets. They got the vets after they got the young talent, TK.
Pod, please finish, Pod. Please finish, Pod.
The Nets are in talent acquisition mode. And they're gonna liquidate talent like a vet like Cam Johnson, so they could get young players back. Whether that's Cam Whitmore, whether that's someone like Topic, I don't know. But the job is for you to liquidate the old guys, and so that you could build a brand new team.
You're not getting Cam Whitmore from Cam Johnson. That's a pipe dream.
Hold on a second. We're gonna draft six. We're going to draft 6 rookies, 4 in the first round, 2 in the second round this year. And out of those 6 rookies, 3 of them was going to start. So that just buckle up, accept it. We're rebuilding. We have no business. We're having Cam Thomas is on this team, Ben Simmons, Dennis Schroeder's, all of that's going. Goodbye. Your team. The oldest player on this team is going to be Cam Thomas. And y'all just going to have to accept that as we rebuild it.
What's up,
Pod?
Wait, Ellen's up.
Hold up. Yeah, go ahead. Ellen's up, but go ahead, bro. I got it.
Let me just ask Pod a question. So, Pod, so you agree with me then, right? You agree that Cam Thomas should be traded because I just said that. So you agree that like he should move on.
He's on the Tom. Oh, he's 22. He's 22
you want
years
to keep
old.
Cam Thomas? Okay, you want to keep Cam?
He's 22 years old. He's on the timeline. You got your boy Clowney, who's 20. You got Cam Thomas. That dude Zaire could hang out. Jalen Wilson, he's actually older than Cam Thomas, but he could hang out too. You know what I mean? And you're gonna draft 6 players next year. So
yo, bro, the Nets is going
Cam
nowhere
Johnson,
soon, bro.
Please.
Yeah, coming from a Knicks fan, we're gonna believe that like gospel.
Go ahead, Ellen. Get on this. What are your thoughts on Cam Johnson? Is he done here?
The Knicks got cooked last night, bro.
I don't think this is.
The Nets been getting cooked. So what's your point?
I'm trying to get a top pick, dude. Like I said,
I don't think that Cam. I think Cam Johnson is potentially out of here. I don't because from what I'm hearing, we're waiting into the February 6th deadline.
LM, you know the answer to this shit, man. Come on, man.
But I mean, at this point in time, I think he might be out of here. For me, it's 50-50. What I will agree with Harlem is that if there is no good offers, then you keep him.
I'm keeping him, bro. I'm not trading him. I'm not trading him for nothing, bro.
He is a valuable. He will be if by the grace of God, if you keep him,
last valuable piece.
If you keep him, if you keep him, and by the grace of God, we still get Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper, he will be a valuable vet piece to the team off the bench.
Thank you, LM. And that's what me and BK been basically saying. You keep him, so whoever you get, like he's already a veteran piece, bro. You can't have a bunch of rookies and 3-year players.
And listen, I'm not getting rid of shooters. I'm not getting rid of shooters.
What you said, John?
LM, if the team offers you an unprotected 2026 pick and a solid prospect, that's not good enough for you. Listen, you're not getting a mid-tail haul for him, but that's decent.
I'm saying if you get that, you take it. I'm saying if these teams are fleecing you and they're trying to screw you over, as Sean Marks, you say no and keep
Yeah,
him.
facts.
You don't make a
Yeah,
bad deal with a team because you want to get Cam Johnson on. That's
But
not
That's
how it
what if we
works.
wind up in a Dorian Finney-Smith 2.0 situation where you keep him and his
He's
value gets
better
even
than Dorian
worse?
Finney-Smith, John.
Guys,
Can't
Oh
guys,
my
pass the
God,
guys,
ball.
one
JJ
mic,
Promotion
guys,
Springs had
I'm not
3
gonna
great
have, I'm
months.
not gonna have,
BK.
guys,
Stop acting
John,
like this guy walks on
John,
water.
okay, guys, one at a time. I still haven't heard from Leaf on this. Leaf, you wanted to get in on Cam Johnson. What's up on this? What's up? What's your thoughts on Cam Johnson?
Well, me personally, bro, like I'm all right if he stays. I'm all right if he goes. All I'm asking for is a replacement. I'm not asking for
Thank you. Thank you.
that's all I'm asking for is a replacement. But
Yeah.
the replacement is not going to come in a direct trade. The replacement is going to come in a draft. If Cam Johnson is traded, I personally believe that Ace Bailey is the replacement. If Cam Johnson stays, and the reason why I think time out. Hold up before y'all start snapping. LM, bro, who was the starting center, bro? For the Spurs when they was 8-3. Jakob, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Who was the starting center the very next year?
You got a point. You got a point.
Thank you. So, okay, I know I ain't tripping, bro. Like, listen, if Cam Johnson goes, his replacement is going to be Ace Bailey. If he stays, I'm cool with us getting Dylan Harper. I'm all right with that. That's fine.
I got
Yo,
concerns
bro.
on Ace Bailey, man. I don't
Oh,
know.
here
You
we
can
go.
have the
No,
concerns
Gary, I
all you
told you,
want.
Gary.
You can have the concerns all you want. He's 19 years old, but I'll continue by saying this. For all y'all Nets
Hey,
fans,
he's
hold
18
on.
years old.
Exactly.
18
For
actually.
And when
and for
training
all
camp
yeah,
opens next year, he'll still be 18.
and he'll still be 18 years old. And before I pass the mic, for all y'all Nets fans on Twitter thinking that we gonna play three plus rookies in the starting lineup for an 82 game season, man, and y'all got to get this AJ DeBonsa shit out of y'all head. Get it out now, bro. I'm
Why?
telling you.
All right,
Why?
I understand how good it looks, bro. I understand how sweet it looks, bro. But trust me, listen. We don't even know how to tank properly right now, and y'all talking AJ DeBonsa next year.
It's because
This
we
shit
have
is
vets.
ridiculous.
Let me get
Leaf,
let
we
me
LBL.
say
have
this.
vets.
I haven't heard from LBL on this.
Hey, yo,
We're not gonna
LBL,
have
hey, yo,
that
Cam
Leaf,
next
let me
Johnson,
year.
say this to you, Leaf.
is he beat?
Yo, Leaf, I want to say this one thing, and Gary, yo, if Ace Bailey, right, is the Nets' future, Leaf, if that's the ceiling, that's nasty work, bro.
Oh,
That's
God.
not the
You're a
ceiling.
Knicks fan.
That's not
Guys,
no.
stop with this
Y'all just
rivalry.
nah, y'all
I
just be
didn't. I
putting
didn't
out
say.
there
I
for
didn't say. I didn't say
y'all
that
be
was the ceiling.
Guys,
I
one
didn't
at a
say
time.
that
One at
was.
a time. LBL.
I didn't say that was the ceiling. That's the piece,
LBL.
bro. But that
LBL.
AJ DeBonsa shit, bro. Like, your people got to get realistic.
Why
Everybody,
not?
people keep looking for us to tank right off the rip.
We
Like
tanking off the rip.
as soon as we flip a team, bro, and then we get younger, y'all looking for us to dig deeper in another tank and didn't get the first.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
need two.
All right, let's
LBL.
get
Hold on, let
LBL
LBL go.
involved. Let's
Let
Guys,
get
LBL
LBL
go.
I'm
Let
gonna
involved.
LBL
end this.
go.
Guys, one at a time. LBL. I want your thoughts on Cam Johnson. Has he played his last few games with the Nets here? He's being held out. Is Cam Johnson's time done here? Is he about to get dealt?
Well, you asked a similar question yesterday, and then we figured
What's
out
up, LBL?
what's up. We have about 10 games left or something, right?
Yeah.
Till
Is
the
he going to be out sooner than
deadline.
that?
And I just say I would just play him. I would just play him strategically. If you're showcasing him to some particular team, then you can play him a little. But other than that, hold him out. We want losses. Because when I last checked this morning, it looked like we were 4 games. We were 4 games out of the second spot. So I'm like, you got to lose as many games as possible. If Cam Johnson's shooting helps us win, then he needs to sit on the bench, make up any kind of excuse, and that's where I'm at. And hopefully he'll get dealt. But
Y'all guys act like LeBron James is in this draft, man.
You
That's
don't
what it
watch
is.
college ball, BK. We're all convinced.
but
We get it.
also the other
Yo,
thing that I
LBL,
wanted
let
to
me ask
say,
you a question,
the other thing
LBL.
I
I
wanted to say about
understand.
Cam Johnson is that he helps us win. But one of the other things I wanted to say is we got to get bad. We got to get worse. And that's what I'm saying. If it takes him,
Yo,
and
LB, let me
also
ask
we
you a
have to
question,
think
bro.
if we don't get the deal that we want right away, those other teams like OKC, as I said yesterday, they're not really panicking. They don't have to. They're not desperate to get him. Houston is not desperate to
I
get
want
him.
to ask this
So
question.
if we
I
don't
want to
get
go
our
around the
best,
panel, but I
if
want
we
to start
don't
with
get
you,
our best
LBL.
thing, I'd still want him gone though.
I want to
still
start
want
with
him
you. I
gone.
want to ask a follow-up question, right? Because we're talking about Cam Whitmore and Topic. We haven't seen Topic yet at an NBA level, so let's just say Cam Whitmore, for instance.
Yeah.
Who fits the time frame, the rebuild? Who's a better fit right now for the Brooklyn Nets? Cam Johnson or Cam Whitmore?
Definitely Cam Whitmore. Cam Whitmore, I'm going to be honest with you. To me, he's a better player than Cam Johnson.
Thank
period.
you.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Stop it. You see, bro, like y'all just be saying anything, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
So then you take Cam
We got
Johnson.
it. We got it.
You take
We
him
got
on the
it.
Knicks then.
Bro, Cam
Yeah,
Johnson has been doing this at an elite level for the last 6 years. Made it to a
Elite
No, he
championship.
hasn't. That's bullshit.
Elite.
Cap, that's BS. That's BS.
Let him
BS.
answer.
Bro, let me finish. He's been
Nah.
doing this at an elite level. He's a high-level role player. He's been to a finals. So to sit here and to say Cam Whitmore, somebody that played a little bit of time, had to get sent back to the G League, John, to develop and come back up, is better than Cam Johnson. You guys don't know basketball, and you say
But you gotta
anything.
say
He's a
why
better
he don't sit
defender.
back.
This is wild. He just lied
Hold
on
on,
Cam
hold on,
Johnson's
hold
career,
on,
man.
hold on.
Everybody got to focus on why he got
guys.
shipped back to the G League,
Hold
bro.
on. What makes
I
Cam
just
Johnson
told
so
you, Leaf, he got
valuable?
shipped back
No,
to the G League because he
you
hasn't
didn't focus
developed.
on how good Houston is,
Go
bro.
ahead, Leaf. Go ahead. I'm going around here. I want to hear
Nobody,
your
no,
point.
everybody got to dig deep when it comes to these situations.
Go ahead, Leaf.
Cam Johnson was told to step up in that Sunset, and he didn't. He was only averaging like 5 or 6 points the entire fucking playoffs. That's number one, bro. He ain't no high level playoff performer. Get that out of your
I said
mind.
he's a high-level role player. I said he's a high-level role player. That's what I said. I didn't say. I said he's a high-level role player, Leaf. So
high level role player
Yes.
at the age of 29, bro. And guess what? If you think that nigga gonna keep shooting the way that he's shooting,
Hold on, bro. Cam
if
Whitmore
you
not
think
no
that nigga gonna
superstar,
keep
bro.
shooting the way he's shooting, bro, right now, bro.
Hold on. Hold
at
on.
31, bro,
Cam
you are
Whitmore
fooling
is not
yourself.
No superstar,
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me end the argument right here.
How
man.
do you know
what
that?
makes Cam Johnson better than Cam Whitmore is the ability to play off the basketball. All right?
Yo, that's
Cam Whitmore can shoot, BK.
Not like Cam, but can he come off screen?
BK, we are in. Hold up, BK, we are in a youth movement, bro. Cam Johnson and Claxton gotta go.
All right,
Nah,
everyone
Cam-
chill.
I'm not getting rid of shooters.
And
like that. Sorry.
Whitmore can create better for himself than Cam Johnson.
Yeah, but Cam Johnson can play. Cam Johnson can play off the basketball better.
What?
Bro, for a person to be in the league for 2 years and he's instantly better than an 8-year pro is crazy. That's why when someone
Paolo been in the league for 3 years. Is he better than Cam Johnson?
Go ahead, Al. Let me put the question to you. Go ahead.
Like, I don't know. Like at this point, like I get it. Like Cam Johnson to me he's not trash. Like I'm not gonna sit here and trash him. Like he's a very valuable vet. But at this time and age, like Leaf just said, the Nets are pursuing a youth movement. We're not in if y'all was talking about adding Cam Johnson to that Kyrie, KD, and Harden team, then yeah, keep him. But like realistically, we're entering a different stage of phase with this Nets team. He doesn't fit the timeline.
I agree with that, bro. I agree with that. I'm just saying, if you don't get accurate compensation for Cam Johnson, I'm not trading him. So whether that means I win him off the team or not, bro, if I don't get what I want. So for example, right, if I'm Golden State,
let me ask you a question. Hold on, let me ask you a question, right? You say if you don't get fair compensation, don't trade him. I agree. Not every deal is a good deal. I agree. So what do you think is fair compensation for what do you think he's worth in the free market? Like what's the Nets?
All right, so I'm gonna give you a prime example. If they revisit the Golden State deal, give me Kevon Looney and give me Jonathan Kuminga. I'll do that. I rather Kevon Looney over Wiggins only because Kevon Looney's a rebound machine. He's not that, you know what I'm saying? He's somebody who you could just get rid of in the offseason. But I want Jonathan Kuminga. I need Jonathan Kuminga. If we doing Houston, I need like Cam Whitmore and give me a Torrey Easton. I would take some shit like that. But you ain't about to give me like some dog donkey dude off the fucking bench and be like, yo, here, take that in a couple of seconds. I'm not doing that. So that shit John was talking with the Dorian Finney-Smith, bro, I'm not taking no Dorian Finney-Smith deal, 2 second-round picks and just
that's because they waited too long to trade him. Harlem, that's because they waited too long to trade him. He was worth a first-round pick a year and a half ago.
No, he was not. No, he was not.
What do you mean? One second. BK Williamson, Harlem, don't know basketball. At the end of the day, Cam Johnson had a solid 3 months. He had 3 good months.
John, guys, just chill out for 1 second. Just chill. All right, let me get the pod because I want Pod's thoughts on this. I'm gonna get to Jamal. I want everyone to go around here.
Jamal was good, bro.
Who fits the Nets better right now? Who's a better fit for the Nets, considering salary, skill set, age? Cam Whitmore or Cam Johnson? Who's a better fit for the Brooklyn Nets right now?
I don't understand why like this is such a hard thing for all Nets fans to understand. You want the young athletic legs. You're not taking 100%. A 30-year-old. Like
they have to be skilled, man.
But they still get skilled guys along the way.
Keon Johnson has young athletic legs too, right?
But he can't play. Like what?
All right, that's my point.
Everything is experience with you, BK. Like
there's a huge difference between Keon Johnson and Cam Whitmore.
Man.
No, it's not. Like
yes, it is. You high on your emotions. That's the problem.
You could find like journeyman 3-point shooters.
It's not that easy. Everybody. Oh my God, man.
It's not that hard. You can go get.
It's not that hard, BK. What are you talking about?
When you trade away Cam Johnson, you still have Clowney.
There's plenty of kids. You got
finish saying what I'm saying. You
We
still
can
have
bring in
Clowney.
Steve
You still
Novak.
have Cam
You
Thomas.
can bring in Steve
Cam
Novak.
Thomas is one of the best catch and shoot 3-point shooters. So you still have
but the reality is this situation is that you bring in the veterans. You bring in the veterans last. Houston did it, bro. Houston did it, bro. San Antonio did it after they got Wemby, bro. And whatchamacallit, they are doing it,
They
bro.
gotta have those players in the draft. There's not gonna be a win.
There's a player in the draft.
No, I understand that, but hold up, BK. We got to finish with the drafting first.
Exactly.
That's what this is. We have to finish with the drafting process first. These niggas got to go. They go once they. Yeah, but look at every rookie there was. You could go back to Wemby. You could go back to Wemby. You could go back to Kay Cunningham. All of them niggas for their first 1 or 2 seasons did not have vets on the team. The Detroit Pistons are just now getting vets. That's why they're winning.
Yo, Lee, let me ask you
They had to get their rookies first.
Guys, one mic.
Let me ask you a question, Lee. I want to ask you a question, Lee. You personally, right?
Hang on. I want to get Jamal because I have not heard from Jamal at all. Jamal, go ahead. Jamal, what? Cam Whitmore, Cam Johnson, who fits the Nets' needs better right now?
That's a hard one because at the end of the day, we tanking. So, of course, we're going to say Cam Whitmore. But if we talk about trying to win in the future, I think Cam Johnson.
There you go, Jamal.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So what's your plan? So we got 2 years left on this. Yeah. We got 2 years left on Cam Johnson's deal. And I'll let you go. I'll let you mention too, BK. We got 2 years left on Cam Johnson's deal. Cam Johnson's 30 years old. Cam Whitmore's 20 years old.
Hey, yo, fellas, can y'all all take a break and like the joint? Hit the like button. I'm shocked. I just went over there to hit the like button. I'm the only one. Come on,
Gary.
fellas.
I got a question, Gary.
Hit the like button.
I'm gonna go back to mute. Are we going into a full rebuild, or are we doing a partial rebuild?
To me, it's a partial rebuild because you're looking to not win a title next year, but you're looking to compete next year, right? Like we're not.
Yeah, but the thing about the veterans is that you don't waste. The thing about the veterans, you don't waste their time, bro.
Let me say this though. So his point that he's making, right? So Gary, what Jamal is saying proves what we're telling y'all. If it's a partial rebuild, this is why you don't get rid of Cam Johnson, because he's a vet that's
It's
still
not
going to
a
help you
partial
win.
It's
rebuild.
not a partial rebuild.
It's
He's
not.
not
It's
a
not.
third-star option. I don't know what the
how do
problem
we
is. He
know
had
it's not a
3 good
partial?
months. He
How
had
do we
3
know
good
it's not a
months.
partial
Come on.
rebuild, though? But how do we know it's not a partial rebuild, though? How
It's
do you
not
know
because
that?
they traded to get their 26 pick back.
Let me explain what I mean by that. Is that like the Nets are not going to tank again next year. The next year,
Yes,
looks
yes,
We
they are,
are.
Gary.
Yes, we
I
are.
disagree
Yes, we
100%.
are.
Tanking
That's
next
where we
year.
disagree.
That's
I
what I'm
think they're
saying.
going to use
Yo,
their
Gary, I
draft picks.
disagree
And
too,
then,
bro.
okay,
I disagree
Every
too,
If
Gary. They not
you don't
trying to
tank, you don't get
team
your
had
you don't
that.
get your 2026 back,
Every team
2026
that
pick
had
back.
that young rookie still had losing seasons. When you look at
Right.
when you look at Wemby, all of these guys, they still
So if the Nets
LeBron.
is going to tank next year,
They're gonna have
LBL,
3
right?
rookie
If they
starters
so
starters
LBL,
next
if they're
year.
going to tank next year,
you
then
should
y'all
have a
might as well
rookie
do
of
what
the
BK.
year.
Hold on, LBL. If they're going to tank next year, y'all should do what BK been saying all along. Then you might as well try to get AJ DeBonster. You might as well pass on this
That
draft
you
and
That's
go
who
for
we're
AJ.
trying to
don't
get.
pass
That's
on
on
that.
this
That's our
draft.
game
What?
plan.
No
What?
reason why
That's
pass
crazy.
on
Why
this
do you
draft?
This is
pass on
wild.
that draft? That
To
doesn't
do
make
what?
sense.
You
This
are
draft is
What
passing
does
this
not
that
that.
draft.
serve?
Yo,
What
This
purpose
This
does
guy
that
AJ,
doesn't
serve?
watch
AJ,
college
hold
basketball, guys.
on. Yo, AJ
yo,
DeBoster and Kevin Booz is better than everybody in this
But
draft.
Stop,
Sean
Blue Chip.
watches
Stop,
everybody,
stop it,
so
stop it,
what?
stop
everybody,
it, stop the madness.
everybody.
Stop the madness.
It's not
He's
even
not. He's not
it's
lying,
not
bro.
even
guys. BK, is there any third grader you want to tank for 5 years, 10 years from now? What are we talking about? You want to draft 11th graders? Like, guys, just chill. Like, we have a draft class in front of us. We have 4 first-round picks and
No,
another
but
2
Gary,
second-round picks.
Gary,
you gotta understand.
Sean Mark's vision
Understand
is
what BK is saying.
2025 and 2026. That is his
Correct.
vision. There So, is no besides those 2
Yeah,
years. Hold
but
on, let me finish. Let me finish.
When
His
have you
first
seen
his
Jamal? When have you seen Sean Marks be patient and not go star hunting? It's what he does.
The first
and this
2
what I'm
years,
saying, Gary.
the
If we
first
doing
2
a full
years he was
rebuild,
here, he tanked and he didn't even have draft picks.
Well, that
So
was
that's
different.
hella
Yo, Gary,
patient.
I agree. Gary, I agree with
The
you, but I
Donald
also
Sloan team.
feel like if
Shane
if the
Larkin.
Nets is gonna tank in 26, then I
Jarrett
agree
Jack.
with BK. If you're
listen,
gonna tank,
let me just say this. Let me say this, and I'm gonna go back on mute. It might not be the way we're doing it this year. It might be because the young talent can't get us enough wins. It's not going to be because we're throwing games.
They're gonna have 3 rookie starters next year.
Yo, LM,
The rookies is not the rookies is not leading you to a third seed. This all I'm trying to say, right? This all I'm trying to say. If we're going into a full rebuild, trade everybody then. At this point, just trade everybody.
They're trying, but they're not trading Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is a part of the rebuild. He's 22 years old. He's a part of the future. Same thing with Clowney. Clowney's 20 years old.
Bro.
He's a part of the
Yo,
future.
Pod, you think Cam Thomas? Hold on, wait. Yo, Pod, I guarantee you Cam don't like the fact that they're tanking now. So you think next year he's gonna want to come in? Hold on, wait. But you think next year he's gonna want to come in and tank again and just sit on the floor?
If that was the case, OKC should have traded Shea during their rebuild.
Exactly.
Listen.
Exactly.
I want to get to BK. BK's been patient. I want to
Go
get
ahead,
to John.
BK, bro.
BK and John, I want to give you guys, and then I got to wrap this. I got to end this in like 5 minutes. Go ahead, BK. Cam Whitmore, Cam Johnson. Tell us why he answered Cam Johnson.
Well, like Cam, like I said, Cam Johnson gives you like some, because if you look at a lot of players, they get disinterested being off the basketball. Like Cam Johnson can actually do both and thrive in those situations. That's why I'm actually wanting to keep Cam Johnson.
Now, BK, my question isn't who's better, right? My question is who fits this team better and this rebuild better. Explain why that's Cam Johnson, not Cam Whitmore.
It depends, man. I mean, if you want to like get like a guy, I guess Cam Whitmore, you would say, but I don't think Houston's giving him up though.
All right. I mean, they don't want to trade him up. They don't want to trade him. They don't want to trade him. And John,
I don't think they would give Cam Whitmore, bro. I don't think they would give Cam Whitmore up for Cam Johnson because Houston, like Brooklyn, is also a young team. So why would you give up a young player to put with another?
You know why, bro? I'm gonna tell you why. Because the Rockets are ahead of schedule, bro. Everybody got to
Please.
understand that the Rockets are ahead of schedule, so they one number 2 away from making some real noise. And Jalen, they don't really trust Jalen Green like that.
They're much closer than people think.
They much closer to where OKC already is, bro, than anything, bro.
No,
I'm telling you.
They're
Yo, Lee,
second
I
in the
actually
West.
want Jimmy Butler to go to Houston for real. If he
They,
go there,
no,
I think they
the problem is they don't want to pay Jimmy Butler all that money. They rather get somebody that's on contract right now, so that way they could get him for cheap and they could just use him as an extra shooter. Bro, all they really got, they got the same shit Houston got. They got wild defense and wild defenders, but they only got one number one. They don't trust Jalen Green like that. They don't. That's why they need another veteran up in there, bro, to get everybody else right. That's why they signed Van Vliet. That's why they signed Derrick Brooks. That's why Ime Udoka's up in there, bro. Got them niggas playing defense.
Brandon Ingram will look in Houston, Leaf. How you think Brandon Ingram will look in Houston?
John,
Brandon Ingram won't look good because they want. But Ime wants you to play defense. Ime wants you to put effort out on the court, and he ain't gonna do that. He ain't doing that, bro. Like all he want to do is get the ball and score, bro. That's his ID. And your ID makes you who you are in the league, bro. Like if you got that ID, bro, then Ime is not messing with you, bro. He's not the type of player that you want.
I haven't heard from Jonathan yet. Jonathan, Cam Whitmore, Cam Johnson, who fits this team where we are better currently?
Of course, Cam Whitmore fits the timeline. Heck, all the process we talked about hypotheticals for Cam Johnson fit the timeline. At the end of the day, guys, for those that want to keep him here, he had a solid 3 months out of his whole career. That's no reason to keep this guy as a future third piece next to a star. At the end of the day, he's going to become a watered-down version of Klay Thompson as he gets old, because mostly he shoots the 3. This individual offensively happening. He's on a bad team right now. If he goes to OKC, he's going to shoot a lot of 3s. You're probably going to see less of the individual offense. Remember that, guys, when you're thinking about keeping him or not keeping him. People that want to get rid of him, it's to get as much value as you can back for him and move forward to rebuild. That's the plan. To go against it at this point, it doesn't make any sense.
BK, who's got a higher ceiling? Cam Whitmore, Cam Johnson?
Cam Whitmore.
All right, I think you're being reasonable about Cam Johnson. I appreciate that, BK. So
About time.
My last question is: if almost everyone here almost unanimously agrees that Cam Whitmore is a better fit, why is Sean Marks not getting this deal done?
Well, the thing is, like I told you yesterday, Cam Whitmore is more of a reality coming in the off season and coming into next year, bro. We talked about it with Kuminga because we already know the Warriors ain't got no real plans for signing him on the dotted lines. And Cam Thomas, we could basically re-sign Cam Thomas after his restricted deal for cheap, bro. Like the most he gonna get is still 100, but that's still a cheap deal, bro. That shit is a happy meal in the NBA with the money that we gonna get off the books, bro. If we get Claxton and then Cam Johnson off the books, bro, before the trade deadline, the cap space we gonna have in coming into next season is gonna be crazy. We could re-sign some of these restricted players, bro, to like minimal $100 million deals, probably 90 at the most for Kuminga, probably Cam Whitmore, bro. Like we could probably just pick him up in the off season, and then that whole maybe. And you know what? I gotta walk it back. Maybe that AJ Demancey shit might be a reality because we might be playing a whole lot of young players, bro. Like next year, then we playing veterans because we don't have no veterans in our future until we get the young players, until we get the young talent that's gonna be our main core. Then we're gonna get they're gonna get the vets to get them right and to complement them. That's how Houston did it. That's how Detroit did it, and that's how
I gotta wrap. I appreciate everyone.
Yo, Gary, I gotta wrap this. One last question.
Yo, Gary, 45 minutes. 45 minutes more.
I don't got 45 minutes. I gotta wrap.
I'm joking.
Gary,
I'm joking, man.
Who you feel is the better fit?
Thanks for having me up.
Cam Whitmore or Jonathan Kuminga?
Well, Kuminga's more proven. I like Whitmore. He's a better scorer, but like, if you say you can only have one right now, I'm taking Kuminga over Whitmore based on what they've done.
And the reason I ask is because if Golden State and Houston both offered that deal, like if Houston said we'll offer Whitmore for Johnson, Golden State said we'll offer Kuminga on Golden State at the same time, deadline. You picking Kuminga?
Well, Kuminga's on an expiring deal, so I'm taking Whitmore because I got Whitmore.
That's more control.
Kuminga's retired.
Okay.
He's on an expiring deal. I would rather have Whitmore, but I'm getting Whitmore for way cheaper. All right, I gotta wrap this, guys.
Yo, Gary,
January 18th.
Man, salute to the panel.
Salute. I appreciate everybody. Thank y'all.